Hey, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Have you ever casually emptied your pockets at the end of the day and thought, meh, just a handful of pennies? Well, what if I told you that one of those humble little copper coins could be worth a cool $1,000,000? That's right. Today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, the same coin you've probably skipped over 1,000 times might just be your ticket to millionaire status. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny so special, how to spot one, and whether it's time to start digging through your couch cushions. So, let's start with the basics. What's the deal with the no-mint mark thing? Coins produced in the United States usually have a little letter that tells you where they were minted: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, P for Philadelphia. But in 1980, something funky happened. Some pennies from the Philadelphia Mint were struck without the P mint mark. Now, before you start frantically Googling, let me save you some time. Not all no-mint mark pennies are worth a fortune. What makes this penny so valuable is its condition. Coin collectors, aka numismatists, which is just a fancy word for coin nerds, are obsessed with quality. They use a grading system to rank coins, and if your 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is in mint state condition, basically looking like it just rolled off the press, then congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. Now, about that $1,000,000 figure. Recently, rumors and excitement have been swirling around a super rare 1980 no-mint mark penny fetching that amount. While it's true that some coins sell for astronomical prices, it's usually due to a combination of rarity, condition, and a collector who's willing to go all in. Think of it like Pokemon cards, but with history attached. Quick story for you. A few years ago, I got really into coin collecting. I was the person at the grocery store holding up the checkout line because I was inspecting my change. One day, I found what I thought was a rare penny. I raced home, grabbed my magnifying glass, and compared it to photos online. Long story short, it wasn't worth much, but it kicked off my obsession. Now I check every penny like I'm Indiana Jones looking for lost treasure. Even if you don't find $1,000,000 penny, the journey is so much fun. Plus, you'll end up with a lot of pocket change for vending machines. How to check for the 1980 no-mint mark penny, all right. So how do you know if you've got the golden or copper ticket? Look for the date. If it says 1980, you're off to a good start. Check for a mint mark. No P? Bingo. Examine the coin's condition. If it looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not worth much. But if it's shiny and pristine, you might want to get it graded by a professional. Pro tip: grab a magnifying glass and a soft cloth. Treat your coins with care, people. So, is the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny really worth $1,000,000? The answer is maybe. It depends on the condition and finding a collector willing to pay top dollar. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, history, and yes, the occasional jaw-dropping payday. Before you go tearing through your coin jars, let me leave you with this. The next time you're about to toss a penny aside, stop and take a closer look. Who knows? You might just strike gold or copper. If you enjoyed this little treasure hunt, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and strategies to help you uncover the hidden gems in your pocket change. And hey, leave a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Let's keep the conversation rolling. All right, let's cut to the chase. Did you just casually drop a 1979 penny into your soda machine, not knowing it might be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? Yeah, me too. Until I learned better. Welcome to the world of coins worth more than my first car. Today, we're diving deep into the infamous 1979 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and why this little copper coin could be your ticket to an early retirement, or at least a really good weekend in Vegas. Stick around, because you do not want to miss this. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. First things first, let's talk about what makes this coin so special. The 1979 penny without a mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But hold up, most Philly coins from this year were just your average pocket change, right? So why does this one stand out? The key is in its error-free perfection. You heard me, perfection. It's like the Beyoncé of pennies. Most coins show tiny flaws from production, but this beauty slipped through the cracks, flaw-free, making it incredibly rare. And rare equals valuable. Like $1.1 million valuable. Now, before you go dumping out your piggy bank, let me give you some insider tips. Not every 1979 no-mint mark penny will make you rich. You're looking for one in pristine condition. Think sharp edges, flawless lettering, and that iconic Lincoln profile staring back at you like, yeah, I'm worth it. If yours has been rattling around with your car keys, sorry, but it's probably just a regular penny. Still, don't lose hope. There are grading services that can evaluate your coin for you, like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you if you've got a winner or, just lunch money. So, funny story, last year, I found a 1979 penny and thought I'd struck gold. I was ready to quit my job, buy a yacht, maybe even adopt a second dog. Turns out, it wasn't the no-mint mark version. My dreams of becoming the Jeff Bezos of coin collecting? Crushed. But hey, it taught me an important lesson. Always double-check your coins before you get carried away. Now I'm the person at Starbucks squinting at every penny in my change. People stare, but if I ever find that million-dollar coin, I'll be the one laughing. So, what's the moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. That penny in your couch cushion? It could change your life. The 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes the smallest things pack the biggest punch. Now, before you head off to inspect your coin jar, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more tips, tricks, and jaw-dropping stories about coins worth money coming your way. Let's find that treasure together. If you're anything like most people, probably not often enough. But what if I told you a single penny, yes, just one little copper coin, could be worth $1.2 million? That's right, folks. You might be walking around with a fortune in your pocket and not even know it today. We're talking about the 2002 D-Mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, that humble little coin that might be hiding in your couch cushions or jingling in your car's cup holder could be your golden ticket. So, grab your pennies and let's find out if you've got a millionaire-making masterpiece on your hands. Let's start with the basics. The 2002 D Lincoln penny. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was made. It's part of the Lincoln Memorial Penny series that ran from 1959 to 2008. On the surface, it looks just like any other penny. Good ol' Honest Abe on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But what makes this coin so special? Well, the $1.2 million valuation isn't for just any 2002 D penny. It's for an ultra-rare error coin. These errors happen during the minting process, and collectors go absolutely nuts for them. The error on this penny? A double die obverse. That means the image of Lincoln's face and other details on the front of the coin are slightly doubled. It's subtle but unmistakable if you know what to look for. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was digging through my old change jar, mostly because I needed quarters for laundry, and I found a penny that looked off. I'm talking about a weird smudge, like Abe Lincoln had two noses. I thought, this has got to be worth something. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It turned out to be some dirt and my overactive imagination. But hey, at least I checked, right? Now, back to the 2002 D penny. Look for the small D under the year. If it's there, you're on the right track. Use a magnifying glass or a loupe to inspect Lincoln's face, the lettering, and the date. If you see any doubling, you might have hit the jackpot. Don't just assume you've found a winner. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade the coin for you. But here's the kicker. Only a handful of these error coins are known to exist. That's why they're worth so much. In fact, the last one sold at auction for $1.2 million. Imagine turning a single penny into life-changing money. What's the takeaway here? Check your pennies. Seriously, the next time you're emptying your pockets, don't just toss your change into a jar. Take a closer look. You never know. Your next trip to the laundromat could fund your dream vacation or even your retirement. And hey, if you're as obsessed with hidden treasures as I am, you'll want to stick around. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we've got plenty more tips on coins, collectibles, and strategies to help you uncover hidden value in everyday items. We're diving into the fascinating story of one of the most sought-after coins in U.S. history, the 1951 wheat penny featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. If you're a coin enthusiast, a collector, or just curious about the value of old coins, this video is for you. By the end, you'll understand why this coin, with a current market value of an astounding $1.3 million, is making headlines in the numismatic world. Let's start by exploring the history of the 1951 wheat penny. The wheat penny series ran from 1909 to 1958, marking a significant era in U.S. coinage. The reverse side features two wheat stalks, symbolizing prosperity and abundance, while the obverse side carries Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design was a tribute to Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth, and it became one of the most beloved and recognizable coins in American history. The 1951 wheat penny might seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but what makes it extraordinary is its rarity in certain conditions and mint variations. Produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, millions of these pennies were struck. However, only a few survived in pristine condition or with unique minting errors that make them so valuable today. One of the main factors driving the value of the 1951 wheat penny is its condition, graded on a scale by the Professional Coin Grading Service or the Numismatic Guarantee Company. Coins in mint state condition, particularly those with a grade of MS 67 or higher, are incredibly rare. But even more fascinating are the errors found on some 1951 pennies. These errors include double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes. Such imperfections are considered valuable anomalies by collectors. Now, let's talk about the coin that recently made headlines. A 1951 wheat penny sold for an astonishing $1.3 million. What sets this coin apart? Experts believe it to be one of the finest examples of its kind. The coin is in nearly perfect condition, with its original luster and no visible wear. Additionally, it features a rare minting error that makes it one of a kind. Coins like this are the holy grail for collectors, and their value skyrockets during auctions. Why is a single penny worth so much? It's all about rarity, demand, and historical significance. Coins like the 1951 wheat penny are highly sought after not just for their monetary value, but also for their cultural and historical importance. They represent a time in history and the craftsmanship of an era long gone. If you're wondering how to determine the value of your own 1951 wheat penny, there are a few steps you can take. First, examine the coin carefully for any minting errors or unique features. Next, consider its condition. Coins with no scratches, dents, or discoloration are typically worth more. Finally, have the coin professionally graded and appraised. A high-grade coin with significant features could fetch thousands, or even millions, of dollars at auction. For those of you who are passionate about coin collecting, the story of the 1951 wheat penny is a reminder of the incredible discoveries that might be hiding in plain sight. Imagine finding a treasure like this in an old jar of coins or a family heirloom collection. It's stories like these that keep the world of numismatics alive and thriving. In conclusion, the 1951 wheat penny is more than just a coin. It's a piece of history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and a testament to the value of rarity. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, this coin story reminds us to look a little closer at the ordinary, because sometimes the extraordinary is right there in your hands. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the 1951 wheat penny and its incredible value, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with fellow history and coin enthusiasts. Let us know in the comments if you have any rare coins in your collection or if you've ever dreamed of finding a $1 million penny. We're diving into something truly fascinating in the world of numismatics, an incredible find that could change your coin collection forever. We're talking about the 2000 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has shocked collectors and investors alike, with an astonishing current market value of $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million. But what makes this coin so valuable? What sets it apart from other pennies minted in the year 2000? And how did this coin go from being just another cent in your pocket to a multi-million-dollar treasure? Stick around, because we're going to break it all down for you. Before we dive into the specifics of this rare coin, let's start with a quick refresher on mint marks. Most U.S. coins feature a small letter or symbol on them, indicating where the coin was produced. For pennies, there are typically two places where they are minted: Philadelphia and Denver. The mint mark is critical because it helps identify where the coin was struck. Normally, a penny minted in Philadelphia will have a P mint mark, and a penny struck in Denver will have a D. However, in the year 2000, something unusual happened. A small batch of pennies was struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark at all. Now, you might be thinking, so what? It's just a missing letter. Well, this oversight is what makes the coin so valuable. In the year 2000, the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies, most of which were made with the standard mint marks. However, a small number of these pennies were struck without the P or D mint mark. It wasn't until a few years later that collectors started to notice something odd. Some 2,000 pennies were missing their mint mark entirely. At first, no one paid much attention, assuming it was just a small error. However, as time passed and the coin collecting community became more aware of these mistakes, they realized just how rare and valuable these coins were. The 2000 no mint mark penny was no longer just a curious anomaly. It became one of the most sought-after coins by collectors. So, what's the big deal with this coin? Well, the 2000 no mint mark penny is unique for a couple of reasons. First, it's incredibly rare. Out of the billions of pennies minted in 2000, only a handful were missing their mint mark. Some estimates say fewer than 10,000 of these rare pennies exist today. And rarity drives value in the world of coin collecting. As collectors began to realize just how few of these error coins were out there, demand for them skyrocketed. The 2000 no mint mark penny has become a highly coveted piece of numismatic history, and its market value has reflected that demand. As of recent auctions and sales, this coin has fetched an impressive price. Some individual coins have been valued at up to $1.4 million. Yes, that's right, a penny worth $1.4 million. This makes it one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered. You might be wondering, what sets the 2000 no mint mark penny apart from other coins? Why is it worth so much more than the standard pennies you find in your pocket? The most significant factor is that this is an error coin. In the world of numismatics, error coins are often highly prized, especially when they are rare and significant mistakes like this one. A missing mint mark on a penny is considered a major error that makes the coin stand out from the rest. As I mentioned before, only a small number of these coins were produced without a mint mark. Because they are so rare, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them, knowing that they are unlikely to find another one anytime soon. The 2000 no mint mark penny is also significant because it represents a unique moment in U.S. coin history. It wasn't a typical error. It was a mistake that happened at one of the busiest times in the U.S. mint's history. And because of its rarity, it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. There's also the factor of demand. As more and more collectors learn about the 2000 no mint mark penny and realize how valuable it is, the demand continues to grow. When demand increases for a rare and valuable coin, prices go up. So, how can you identify if you have one of these rare pennies in your collection or spare change? It's actually quite simple. The 2000 no mint mark penny looks almost identical to a regular 2000 penny, except for the absence of the mint mark. If you take a close look at the reverse side of the coin, just below the date, you should see a mint mark, either P or D, or, if you're lucky, a completely blank space. If the space is completely blank, then you've likely found a rare 2000 no mint mark penny. Keep in mind, however, that not every blank space is necessarily the result of an error. It's essential to authenticate the coin to make sure it's genuine. When you find a potential 2000 no mint mark penny, the next step is to have it authenticated. Authentication is important because there are many counterfeit coins out there, and you want to make sure that the coin you have is legitimate. To authenticate the coin, you can take it to a professional coin grader or a reputable numismatic dealer. These experts have the knowledge and tools to confirm whether or not the coin is real. They will also provide you with a grade, which can affect its value. Coins with higher grades typically fetch more money. If you're lucky enough to find a 2000 no mint mark penny and have it authenticated, you might be wondering where to sell it. The first option is through an auction house. Many auction houses specialize in rare and valuable coins, and they can help you get top dollar for your penny. You can also sell it through online marketplaces dedicated to coin collectors, like eBay. However, when selling online, it's crucial to make sure that the coin's authenticity and value are clearly communicated to potential buyers. To wrap up, the 2000 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is an incredible piece of numismatic history. It's rare, valuable, and continues to capture the attention of collectors and investors around the world. With an estimated market value of $1.4 million, it's clear that this penny is more than just a coin. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for collectors to own a piece of history. If you have one of these rare pennies, don't let it slip through your fingers. Get it authenticated and consider selling it to make a life-changing profit. And if you don't have one, keep your eyes open, because you never know when you might find the next million-dollar coin. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing coin discoveries. We're diving deep into a fascinating and extremely valuable coin, the 2003 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, you might be wondering, why would a simple penny, especially one from 2003, be worth so much? Well, today we'll explore just that. We'll discuss the history behind this coin, what makes it so rare, and how its market value has soared to a staggering $1.5 million. So, if you're into coin collecting or just curious about what could be hiding in your spare change, this video is for you. Before we get into the specifics of why this penny is so valuable, let's take a quick look at the basic features of a typical penny. The penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, has been in circulation for well over a century. Since 1909, every penny has featured the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, that's the head side, and on the reverse, you'll find various designs reflecting American history and culture. For the year 2003, the U.S. Mint issued pennies with the familiar Lincoln portrait on the front, but with one key feature that makes these coins interesting. They were supposed to have a mint mark on them, indicating where they were produced. The mint marks, usually a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, are typically located just under the date on the obverse side. But what makes the 2003 penny so special is that some of them were struck without any mint mark at all. This brings us to our next point. None of us are used to seeing mint marks on coins, so when a penny is found without one, it immediately raises eyebrows. The 2003 no-mint mark penny was never supposed to happen. Typically, Philadelphia coins have a P mint mark, and Denver coins have a D. However, there was a mistake in 2003 where a number of pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without the P mint mark. It's important to note that while the vast majority of pennies produced in 2003 were stamped with a mint mark, these missing mint mark pennies are incredibly rare. They were likely produced due to an oversight during the minting process. As a result, they are now one of the most sought-after errors in modern American coinage. So, what makes this 2003 penny so valuable? It's not just because it's rare, although rarity is a huge factor in any coin's value. What makes the 2003 no-mint mark penny especially valuable is the sheer scarcity. We're talking about a coin that, over time, has gone from being a simple mistake to one of the most desirable collectibles in the numismatic world. When a coin like this is discovered, it's usually in mint condition, which adds even more to its value. Another factor contributing to its worth is the demand among collectors. Coin enthusiasts, investors, and even those just getting into the hobby are all eager to get their hands on one of these rare coins. The 2003 no-mint mark penny is a perfect example of how a small error in production can turn a seemingly insignificant coin into a treasure. At the time of recording, the highest known sale of a 2003 no-mint mark penny was an incredible $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million for a penny. This sale wasn't an isolated case. Other examples of these rare pennies have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars as well, making them one of the most lucrative finds in coin collecting history. It's important to note that not every 2003 no-mint mark penny is worth $1.5 million. The value of a coin depends on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and the specific market demand at the time. A penny in mint condition with no visible wear or damage will always fetch a higher price than one that's heavily circulated or damaged. If you're lucky enough to find a 2003 no-mint mark penny in your change, make sure to have it evaluated by a professional numismatist or visit a trusted coin dealer. They can help determine if your penny is worth more than just its face value. If you're wondering how you can tell if you have a rare 2003 no-mint mark penny, here's a quick guide. First, look at the obverse side of the penny, where you'll usually find a mint mark beneath the date. If you don't see a mint mark there, you could be holding one of these rare coins. However, keep in mind that it's always a good idea to have your coin professionally authenticated to ensure it's genuine. Remember, this coin is not just a random find. The 2003 no mint mark penny is a rare error, and finding one means you've come across something incredibly special. So, it's always worth a closer inspection if you happen to spot a penny from that year. While the 2003 no mint mark penny is one of the most famous examples of rare pennies, there are other coins you should also keep an eye out for. For instance, the 1943 steel penny, the 1909 SVDB penny, and the 1955 double die penny are just a few examples of other valuable coins. In fact, the world of rare pennies is filled with many hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. So, there you have it, a deep dive into the 2003 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, which is worth an astonishing $1.5 million. If you happen to find one of these rare coins, consider yourself extremely lucky and be sure to get it evaluated by a professional. As we've seen, rare coins can increase in value over time, so it could become a great investment. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips and stories, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. We'll take a deep dive into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history, the 1968 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you've ever wondered what makes a coin so rare and valuable, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of the history behind this remarkable penny, its current market value, and why it's worth a staggering $1.6 million today. Before we get into the specifics of the 1968 no mint mark penny, let's first take a look at what makes a coin valuable in the first place. In general, a coin's worth is determined by a combination of factors including rarity, condition, historical significance, and demand from collectors. These factors can make certain coins worth far more than their face value, sometimes even millions of dollars. Now, let's get into the 1968 penny. This coin is unique because it is missing the mint mark that would usually indicate where it was produced. Normally, a mint mark, such as a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco, would appear on the coin to identify its origin. The 1968 penny, however, lacks this crucial detail, and that's what sets it apart from the rest of the 1968 pennies that were produced in large quantities. The 1968 penny itself was part of a series of Lincoln pennies that were first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Over the years, the design has been altered several times, but the 1968 penny retained the same features as earlier versions. The obverse, or front, of the coin shows the familiar portrait of President Lincoln, while the reverse, or back, displays the iconic wheat stalks. The design remained the same throughout the 1960s, and the penny itself was made primarily of copper, with a small amount of tin and zinc mixed in. But here's where things get interesting. The 1968 no mint mark penny was likely produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally didn't include a mint mark on coins produced there. However, during this year, there was a production error, a mistake that would go unnoticed by most people. The minting process missed including the mint mark on a small batch of pennies, and these coins ended up being released into circulation. And that's where the rarity comes in. While millions of pennies were produced in 1968, only a handful of these no mint mark versions have been found, making them incredibly rare and valuable. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity is one of the key factors in determining a coin's value. In this case, the 1968 no mint mark penny is so rare that it's become highly sought after by collectors and numismatists. But rarity alone doesn't explain why this coin is worth as much as it is. Let's take a closer look at the current market value (AS) of recent auctions and sales. The value of a 1968 no mint mark penny can reach an astonishing $1.6 million. That's right, you heard me correctly, $1.6 million for a single penny. But why such a high price tag? Well, a few key factors come into play. First, the rarity of the coin cannot be overstated. There are only a handful of these no mint mark pennies in existence, and as time goes on, they're becoming more difficult to find. This drives up demand, and with demand comes higher prices. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a significant role in its value. Coins in mint condition, with little to no wear, are always worth more than those that have been heavily circulated. If you happen to come across a 1968 no mint mark penny in near-perfect condition, you could be holding on to a small fortune. It's also important to note that the numismatic community has recognized the rarity and value of this coin. Professional coin graders, who assess the condition of coins and assign them a grade, have helped to establish the market value of the 1968 no-mint mark penny. Coins that receive high grades from these experts are in higher demand and, consequently, command higher prices in the marketplace. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a 1968 no-mint mark penny. If you've got a 1968 penny and you're wondering if it could be the valuable no-mint mark version, it's quite simple to check. First, take a close look at the reverse side of the coin, where the mint mark would normally be located. If you see no mint mark and the penny is from 1968, then there's a good chance you've got the coin we're talking about. However, it's important to note that not all 1968 pennies without a mint mark are valuable, as there are still some out there that are not the result of the production error. A professional coin grading service can help you confirm whether or not your penny is the rare one we're discussing. So, how did a coin that was initially worth just 1 cent end up being valued at $1.6 million? Well, part of the reason is due to the exceptional rarity of this particular penny. Coins with minting errors have always attracted collectors, as they are seen as unique and historically significant. In the case of the 1968 no-mint mark penny, the fact that it was produced in such limited numbers and with a production error has only increased its appeal among collectors. But the story doesn't end with just a price tag. This penny is part of a larger world of coin collecting, where people have spent years building their collections and hunting for rare and valuable coins. Whether you're an avid collector or simply someone who enjoys the history behind currency, the world of numismatics is full of fascinating stories, and the 1968 no-mint mark penny is just one of them. To wrap up, the 1968 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the rarest and most valuable coins in circulation today, with a market value of up to $1.6 million. Whether you're looking to invest in rare coins or just appreciate the history and significance of currency, this penny is a remarkable example of how a simple error in minting can create a treasure worth millions. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the fascinating world of the 1968 no-mint mark penny. If you have any of these pennies in your collection, make sure to get them professionally graded and appraised, because you could be holding on to a fortune. And remember, whether you're just getting started or you've been collecting for years, the world of coins is always full of surprises. We're diving into one of the most sought-after and valuable pennies in history, the 1972 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. This seemingly ordinary penny has become a legend in the numismatic community, with a current market value of a staggering $1.7 million. So, stick around, because we're going to break down what makes this coin so special and how you can identify it. First off, let's take a quick step back in time. The year 1972 was significant in many ways. It was the year President Richard Nixon was re-elected, the Watergate scandal began to unfold, and the world was buzzing with political and cultural changes. But for coin collectors, 1972 also holds a special place because of the issue of this unusual penny. Now, before we talk about the coin itself, let's quickly review the basics of how a U.S. penny is made. Traditionally, pennies are produced at one of the U.S. mint facilities, and each penny usually carries a mint mark. This mint mark indicates which facility the coin was struck at: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. In most cases, you'll see a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But the 1972 no-mint mark penny is different. You might be wondering, how could a coin from 1972 not have a mint mark? Well, here's where things get interesting. The U.S. Mint had a very specific production plan for that year, and for some unknown reason, a small batch of 1972 pennies was minted at the Philadelphia Mint without the usual P mint mark. This was a rarity because, typically, the Philadelphia Mint marks its coins with a small p. This mistake went unnoticed by many at first, and the error wasn't widely recognized until much later. Now, let's talk about the significance of this penny. While most people wouldn't think twice about finding a 1972 penny in their pocket change, those who are in the know understand that a no-mint mark 1972 penny is incredibly rare. The coin is considered a minting error, which is what makes it so valuable to collectors. But why is this particular error so valuable? The key factor here is rarity. Collectors will pay a premium for any coin that's rare, but they'll pay even more for coins that have an interesting backstory. In the case of the 1972 no-mint mark penny, It's the combination of rarity, historical significance, and the era itself that makes it so desirable. Now, you might be wondering, how can you identify a 1972 penny with no mint mark? It's actually pretty simple. All you have to do is look at the obverse side of the coin, the side that features President Abraham Lincoln. Normally, if a penny has been minted in Philadelphia, it should have a P mint mark below the date. But on the 1972 no mint mark penny, this mark is missing. The rest of the coin looks just like any other 1972 penny. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse side shows the Lincoln Memorial. The composition of the penny, made of copper and zinc, remains the same, as it did with most pennies struck during this time. So, what exactly is the current market value of the 1972 no mint mark penny? Well, as of today, this coin is worth an incredible $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million for a penny. But don't go rushing to your coin jar just yet. While it's true that some of these pennies have sold for such high amounts, it's important to note that the value of any coin depends on its condition and rarity. Coins are graded based on their condition, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A penny in mint state, meaning it's in perfect or near perfect condition, will fetch a higher price than a coin that's been heavily worn or damaged. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and little to no wear, are worth much more than those that show signs of age and handling. If you're lucky enough to find a 1972 no mint mark penny in your change, it's important to have it professionally appraised. A certified coin dealer or numismatist can help you determine its true value. But keep in mind, the chances of finding one of these rare pennies are slim. Most of the ones that have surfaced in recent years have already been carefully examined and authenticated. But even if you don't find one in your change, it's still worth keeping an eye out for other rare and valuable coins. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and who knows? You might just come across the next million-dollar coin. So, if you're wondering where these coins end up, they typically go through auction houses or private sales. Some of the high-profile sales of the 1972 no mint mark penny have generated buzz in the numismatic community. In fact, the auction houses are often where collectors bid on these rare coins, driving their prices up even further. As the demand for rare coins continues to rise, the market for these kinds of pennies only seems to grow. But remember, not all coins are worth millions of dollars. It's important to educate yourself and seek out professional advice when dealing with valuable coins. In conclusion, the 1972 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is an incredible piece of American coinage history. Its rarity and error make it highly sought after by collectors, and its value today is truly astonishing. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is a perfect example of how fascinating the world of numismatics can be. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the world of rare coins.